Brandcoin here for another episode of Brandcoin Mining. And today I'm really excited because I got over 1,100 views on my second video, and I can't help tell you guys like how happy that makes me for real. It's incredible. It makes me almost as happy as cryptocurrency makes me, which is really happy also. And today, I hope you guys are having the best day ever. And if you're not, don't worry about it. I'm gonna help cheer you up, and I'm gonna help teach you the correct attitude, not only towards cryptocurrency, but life in general. And you know, what makes me always happy, even if I'm having a really bad day, is going home knowing I'm making thousands of dollars a month with cryptocurrency. So no matter what happens, even if there's a natural disaster in the world or a crazy pandemic, for example, COVID-19, which we're in right now, actually, I'm still making my cryptocurrency money. So I am in fact COVID proof. Anyway, guys, so today we're gonna be looking at a couple mining rigs, new mining rigs, and we're gonna be discussing how much they cost and all kinds of beginner vocabulary. And I'm gonna telling you guys where I got them from and the secrets of the business. So stay with me, guys, and let's get right into it. So here we're looking at actually not only one, but here's a second mining rig that I have plugged in here. And when I'm saying the words mining rig, I mean these, I'm referring to basically this unit here. This is one mining rig, and this is a second one. And the mining rig is just actually the frame, the metal frame that's using to hold all of the computers. So each of these is called a graphics card or a GPU. And I have 5 of them in this mining rig, and I have 6 GPU or graphics cards in this rig. So here, the model, these are all RX 580, 8 gigabytes. And again, I use that terminology in the first video and the last one. So I'm referring to the model and of each of these graphics cards. So again, we have 6 RX 580s. And then these are actually Sapphire, that's the company that makes them. And they're all 8 gigabyte, which refers to how much memory RAM they have. So again, these are sort of more future-proof graphics cards versus 4 gigabyte models. So I tend to steer towards these as I want to be in this for the long run. And I already see 4 gigabytes graphics cards are having trouble mining Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. So we want to future-proof all of this technology and continue making money for many years to come. So here, let's get down and see how these are plugged in. So we're looking now at, again, the motherboard, which is the computer itself. So it's this huge square that has some lights on it down here. And here we're looking at the CPU, which is like the brains of the computer. And I tend to buy cheap CPUs. You can actually buy CPUs secondhand on Kijiji or eBay for $10 to $20. And then you have to pay for the fan usually separately. This could be another $10 or so, or sometimes you can get them even at $5, or sometimes even for free on Kijiji. And here we have all the different graphics cards connected to the motherboard. So this motherboard is acting as almost like the server computer for these graphics cards. And you can see they're actually plugged in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So up here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're plugged into this motherboard and using these risers. That's another word we used before, because all of these huge devices could not be sitting in such a small area. So I use these adapter cards, and then it uses this wire and it plugs into each GPU or graphics card again. And the graphics cards are actually doing the mining. This is what is doing the job and computing all these calculations. And the motherboard, which is actually the computer itself, is really just serving them sort of and helping them operate, making them operate. So these are all connected into these power supplies, and this is just sort of like, think of it like a power supply of a laptop. You have to plug your laptop into some sort of little box that plugs into the wall, and this is simply larger versions of that. So the power supplies are powering the motherboard and the graphics cards directly through these wires up here. What incredible technology. So here I'm using two power supplies. One of them is a 600 watt and the other one is 850 watt. So right now each of these graphics cards is taking about 110 to 130, 40 watts. So you just want to have a very, very large margin. They recommend only using 80% of your power supply. I also don't like to fry my power supplies and overuse them, so I tend to use larger power supplies than is necessary to power the graphics cards, as is usually recommended. So over here, we have 5 graphics cards only, and here I'm using a server power supply again. That's that blinking light we can see there. Point at it right here. And I'm using another 600 watt power supply down here. So now we know the terminology. That big square that's lit up, point to it, is another motherboard. And again, we're using these riser cables to connect to all the 5 graphics cards. On this one, actually I bought this motherboard used, and it's the only one so far. I think one of the PCIe ports, which I need to connect the 6th graphics card, is actually broken, but that's okay. I'll use it as a 5-card mining rig for now. That's absolutely fine, especially since I got the motherboard used on Kijiji for $50, and that's actually with the CPU, so that was an unbelievable deal. Brand new, this stuff would be around $200, so 4 times the amount. And actually, I got all of these graphics cards and quite a few more just like them off Kijiji, all from the same seller who was mining himself. And I actually only paid $130 Canadian. That'll be about $100 US for all of these graphics cards, and I bought quite a few more, which you'll see. I've actually had really amazing experience buying used parts usually, but eventually you have one that breaks, and again, I bought so many at a quarter of the price, brand new, that if I have one that's defective, well, it's not such a big deal. And usually I can even sell that part to someone else who, as a gaming computer, who won't care that one of the 6 PCIe slots is defective. And that's actually only happened once in the last few years, so I don't know if I have pretty good luck buying used parts, or I can inspect them very carefully and usually, sometimes, not usually, but sometimes see if they're defective when I go purchase them. So yeah, I get a lot of parts off of Kijiji, eBay, and you can refund if you get a defective part off eBay, which has happened to me. And you could buy, I like to buy brand new parts off of Amazon sometimes, but sometimes it's really too expensive. If you want to get a good deal in this business, I found that I make a lot of money buying used parts versus new, especially if I can buy them in bulk. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel and like and comment, and we're going to be building computers from scratch in the future and showing you guys more and more each time. But I wanted to start slow for the beginners out there. And guys, have a really, really great day, and we'll see you guys soon.